Ever wondered if a tiny little mistake could literally break the entire world? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into history's most spectacular own goals. From accidental love letters to forgotten door locks, these absolute brain farts ended up changing the course of human civilization. Spoiler alert, some dude forgot to lock a door, and it basically cost France the whole game. So stick around as we explore the moments when history's smartest people did the dumbest things. Story 1. When Hitler's buddy sent the wrong email. Alright, so imagine you're a top military advisor to one of history's most interesting dictators. Your job? Keep the war strategy secret. Simple enough, right? Well, not for General Halder in 1939. This absolute legend decided to type up a super confidential military report. You know, the kind of thing that could literally win or lose a war. The kind of thing where one wrong keystroke could be catastrophic. So what does Halder do? He sends it to the wrong address. Yes, you read that right. The man had one job, hit the correct email button, and he face-planted harder than a penguin on ice. The result? Some historians argue that this leak forced Germany to change their entire battle strategy. If that single typo never happened, World War II might have gone down completely differently. Talk about a Control-Alt-Delete moment for your entire military campaign, eh? Story 2. France's "oops, forgot the lock" moment. Picture this. You're France. You're basically Europe's favorite kid. You've got the Maginot Line, this massive fortress system that everyone says is literally impossible to break through. You're basically bragging about it like it's your new gaming PC. But here's where it gets deliciously embarrassing. On the other side of your border, in Belgium, there's this one strategic door. Just a regular door, nothing fancy. And this door? It was supposed to keep the Germans out. But one French employee decided to do what we call a pro-gamer move and forgot to lock it. Yeah, you heard me. One of the most powerful nations on Earth got absolutely destroyed because someone forgot to turn a key. The result? The Germans waltzed right through that unlocked door, flanked the entire Maginot Line from behind, and France basically rage-quit the whole war in 6 weeks. The country that was supposed to be unstoppable turned out to be about as strong as a wet noodle. And all because of a forgotten lock. In the immortal words of the British, that's a proper cock-up, mate. Story 3. The telegram that started a war. Speaking of catastrophic mistakes, let me tell you about the time Germany basically handed America a reason to join World War I on a silver platter. And by hand, I mean they literally sent them a detailed plan. World War I, 1916. Germany's like, hey, we've got this amazing idea. What if we asked Mexico to attack the United States? And in return, we'll help Mexico take back Texas. I'm sorry, what? Yes, Germany's foreign minister, some dude named Zimmerman, actually sent a secret telegram saying exactly this. The message basically read, "Hey Mexico, want some free real estate? Just attack America and Germany's got your back." But here's the funny part. The British intercepted this telegram. When America found out that Germany was literally trying to turn the USA into a war zone, let's just say they weren't thrilled. The result? The USA joined World War I, partly because of this absolutely genius move by Germany to mail their evil plans to their enemies. Imagine sending a threatening text to your rival, but accidentally hitting reply all to the entire school. Except worse. And it changes world history. Story 4. The most inconvenient wrong turn in history. June 28, 1914. Sarajevo. A beautiful day in the capital of Bosnia. Perfect for a royal visit, right? Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary, the guy who is going to be the next emperor, is in town. Security is tight. Plans are perfect. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Except everything goes spectacularly wrong. The Archduke's car makes a wrong turn. Yes, seriously. A GPS glitch before GPS existed, and at that exact moment, a would-be assassin named Gavrilo Princip, who had actually given up earlier because the plan went sideways, literally stumbles upon the Archduke by pure dumb luck. Princip pulls out his gun. 2 shots. The Archduke and his wife? Both dead. The result? This single event triggers the entire chain of dominoes that leads to World War I. You know, that little conflict that killed over 20 million people? Yeah, that one. All because a driver made a wrong turn. If that car had gone right instead of left, if Princip had been literally anywhere else, if the timing was off by even 30 seconds, we might not have had World War I at all. Moral of the story? Google Maps isn't your enemy, buddy. That job interview your GPS made you late to? Could be worse. It could start a world war. Story 5. Columbus's very bad at math. Okay, so in 1492, most people thought sailing across the Atlantic was basically suicide. The world was either flat, spoiler, it wasn't, or it was way too huge to cross. But then Columbus shows up and goes, "Psh, I'm going to do it anyway." And his grand plan, his genius calculation, he figured the distance from Europe to Asia was about 30% shorter than it actually was. This man basically failed high school geometry and thought, you know what? I'm going to plan an entire voyage across the ocean based on this. Imagine if you calculated your road trip time and got it 30% wrong. You think you're driving 3 hours, but it's actually 4.5 hours. But Columbus? He thought he was traveling 3 months, but was actually signed up for 4.5 months. With limited food. The result? Columbus literally discovered America by accident. He intended to find a shortcut to Asia, miscalculated so badly that he hit a continent that was in the way, and accidentally changed the course of human history. If Columbus had done his homework properly and realized the journey was impossible, he probably wouldn't have bothered, and the Americas might not have been discovered for another 100 years. So basically, Columbus's failure at math is the reason America exists. And you thought your math test anxiety was bad. Story 6. The beautiful accident that saved millions. Okay, not all history's biggest accidents are disasters. Sometimes they're absolute gifts from the universe. Year: 1928. Scotland. Alexander Fleming, a brilliant microbiologist, goes on summer vacation. You know, to chill, relax, forget about work. But when he gets back and checks on his bacterial samples in the lab, he realizes he made a teensy little mistake. He completely forgot to clean up before he left. His petri dishes are covered in mold. Nasty, contaminated mold. Just gross. Most scientists would go, "Yikes!" and throw them all away. But Fleming? He looks at the contaminated cultures and notices something wild. The mold has literally killed all the bacteria around it. So instead of tossing it, he decides to study this mystery mold. And guess what he discovers? Penicillin, the world's first antibiotic. The result? Fleming's laziness, his failure to clean up properly, ends up saving millions of lives throughout history. Seriously. Penicillin revolutionized medicine. Wars were won because soldiers could now survive infections. Diseases that once killed entire populations, suddenly curable. All because one dude was too lazy to wash his dishes. The moral? Sometimes being a slob is actually really good for humanity. Fleming literally cleaned up the world by not cleaning up his lab.
That's just beautiful, man.
History? It's not made by big, dramatic decisions. It's made by small, incredibly dumb mistakes. A mistyped email, a forgotten lock, a wrong turn, a bad calculation, a messy lab, an aesthetic decision, a typo in a secret telegram. Which means one thing: you have way more power than you think. The point is, don't underestimate yourself. You're capable of both the greatest triumphs and the most catastrophic disasters.
And you might not even realize it until decades later.
Also, maybe lock your doors and double-check your emails. If you're absolutely obsessed with history's greatest mess-ups like I am, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss when I upload another video about how humanity basically stumbles through life like a drunk toddler. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the most mind-boggling historical mistake you've ever learned about? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.